That I said too much. I be in my head too much. I woke up, it's like 6 o'clock. I be in the bed too much. She fill my head with lust. Get my let her paper, cause know that love shit I made for us. One thing I do get paid for, bro. I been winning with these, telling lies on the road. Even get my together. Can't be lying to these hoes. Never froze.
Jury store, that's that T Grizzly type of 2026. Yeah, it's 2026. You got to be extra strategic with that shit. That's why I said 20 though, cause it's 2026. You got to keep in mind, all 20 not running in the bank. Some niggas watching traffic, some niggas watching traffic cameras, some niggas on top of a skyscraper looking down, watching out. That's why I said you gotta have 20. You gotta have like 20 on playing all type of roles. You gotta have smart. You gotta have demolition. In. That's why I said you gotta have buku, but they ain't on no crash outs. You gotta have a lot of on some smart geeks. You gotta have half geeks. On some Lester, you gotta have a Lester with you.
Good evening. It was a scene right out of an action-packed Hollywood movie. Bloody gun battles between...
This shit is in 1997, so you know that's how you know they've been on that for real. In 2026, they've been on that ATM show. In 2026 for real. Been snatching them. Now I ain't gonna lie, been snatching the for them. I know y'all been seeing them.
Thompson robbers on the streets of suburban Los Angeles today.
He must have fired over 500 rounds. I mean, unbelievable. It was like a war zone, and he just kept doing it, and the cops were all pinned down. One of them was bleeding pretty bad.
Guys walked in, they looked like they were RoboCop. I mean, they were so heavily armed, and they looked
like RoboCop.
One weapon that we've identified can go through a bulletproof vest at 200 yards.
These are very organized, brutal bank robbery suspects. They're killers.
The North Hollywood 2 versus 300 cops, and then these on the news talking about one had 500 rounds.
It is the story of a bank robbery that went very, very wrong. A surrealist holdup worthy of a movie scene, or should I say, worthy of an open-world video game. What happened in Los Angeles on the morning of February 28, 1997, was actually real. That day, two stout and heavily armed men decided to carry out an extremely brutal robbery. A completely botched...
These some gangsters? I ain't lying, these some gangsters, I ain't gonna stand.
Armed men decided to carry out an extremely brutal robbery. A completely botched theft that would soon turn into a huge shooting. Two robbers against almost 400 policemen, including SWAT members, all in the middle of Los Angeles, and broadcasted from television. All in the middle.
Shit so serious, wasn't even at work. Hopped out of his bed and put a vest on.
Of Los Angeles, and broadcasted live.
This is the life of some gangsters. Two gangster. I ain't lying, these the type of that can't hang with. Even if them just ask you to go to the store. Say, "Bear, ride to the store with us right quick. We finna go get something to eat." No, I ain't lying. I didn't avoid it. So many situations just from saying, not even just saying no. I didn't avoid the situations just from not hopping in the car with me. Got two bodies and buku smoke and got to look over his shoulder everywhere he go and clutch two Glocks everywhere he go. But asking me to ride to the store with him so he could get something to drink. Man, get your stupid ass on. Ain't getting in that car. You got buku smoke. Trying to tear this up. Then it'll still be in the same car they was spinning out of. Riding around the city and they like, I ain't looking for that bit. I can't get in that bit. They gonna have to feel play. I ain't lying. I already know what it is with me. Any nigga feel play when I say no. We could fall in the blend with them. I ain't lying. And then try to make me do some shit I don't want to do. We could fall. I saw the guy. I ain't never let him make me do some shit I never want to do. That shit over with. They can't do that shit. I'll fall in the blend with a nigga so quick. Before a nigga try to make me do some shit. Your stupid ass on. Man, you go do it. Then I ain't lying, saying. Them street niggas do be evil as a bitch. Like, do be telling don't rat just so they could take the charge for it. Know you gonna get caught for some he did, making sure you don't say.
Thinking back to bank robberies in the USA, we think of the 1930s and the era of the John Dillinger, Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Bonnie and Clyde.
John Dillinger clutching the Tommy gun. Nigga, man, they ain't even no Tommy gun. That nigga clutching the Mac 11. That nigga clutching the Mac 11 with a pocket monster. John Dillinger, Babyface Nelson. But why the fuck is these evil ass niggas got these handsome ass names? Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd.
A period in American history where armed robbery was flourishing.
John Dillinger.
The Great Depression struck the U.S. hard, creating an atmosphere of economic distress that led more and more people to turn to robbery.
Man, we know why they're doing what they do.
Bulletproof vests. It seemed that remember when I told you that 1991 recorded over 9,300 robberies?
God
well,
damn.
A quarter of that staggering figure came from Los Angeles County alone.
I know niggas going down.
2,355 robberies in that single year. Worse, it's not even the highest total the city has ever recorded, because we still have 1992, would wreak havoc on any bank they passed. Unless jurisdiction at the time.
Got no mask on.
On this particular day, two men, members of a bank robbery gang well known to the police as the West Hills Bandits, enter a Wells Fargo branch in the Tarzana district of Los Angeles.
Hey, who from Los Angeles in the chat that heard about the West Hills Bandits?
Heavily armed and wearing masks, they paradoxically demonstrate a disconcerting civility when it comes to robbery. They gather customers and employees together, telling them quite naturally,
"Enjoy the show."
In less than 2 minutes, the establishment is robbed. True professionals, there was no doubt about it, and courteous too, since as they left the premises, they gave the hostages a cheerful
"Thanks, everyone."
Phillips Jr. bandits. We're in the mid-90s, and the heyday of armed robbery seems to be over. The number of robberies in Los Angeles is drastically dropping from 2,641 during the peak of 1992 to 749 the following year. The main reason? The leader of the Baby Bandits was under arrest in 1993. This arrest gave the LA police a breath, at least until 1996, when another group of robbers appeared. The duo we're interested in, featuring Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasareanu. But let's take a step back in time to get an understanding of who these two men were.
We don't gotta do that. Just get to the fucking video, bitch. God damn, with voices like this, always trying to do documentaries. I swear to God, it's always a nigga with a voice like this.
Unfortunately, this was based on a true story. We'll take it way back to their childhood to see which turned them into bank robbers.
Painful childhood trauma? Let's take a deep dive in. So stupid ass, you know what I'm saying? Evil.
Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil.
I think this is where that bitch. I think this is where it really started for real. It's TBS ass video.
February 28, 1997, Los Angeles. That morning, in the City of Angels, the weather was mild and clement. The blue sky over the city suggests a pleasant, sunny day. Just another winter's morning, you might say, for the residents of North Hollywood, who have no idea that their neighborhood will soon be the scene of one of the most violent urban shootouts in history. On Laurel Canyon Boulevard, two men in a white Chevrolet with heavily tinted windows speed down the road towards a bank in the North Hollywood neighborhood. Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil Matasareanu are ready for their next big heist. With them is an impressive arsenal, including several illegally modified weapons of war. Their tactical vests are overflowing with ammunition clips. Larry is carrying almost 20 kilograms of gear, including homemade bulletproof protection, which covers him from head to toe. Emil, more lightly equipped, takes only a metal ballistic plate to protect his vital organs. Sometime earlier, they had swallowed tranquilizers to reduce the stress of going into action. 9:11 a.m., the duo gradually approached their target, a Bank of America branch in North Hollywood. The car parks, but surprisingly, the robbers position it facing the wall. A curious strategy, given that parking in reverse would have enabled them to escape more quickly. No matter, the robbery is about to begin. Larry and Emil put on their hoods and sunglasses. Larry does a quick check on the police scanner, which he illegally possesses, and then it's off. It's 9:17 a.m. when the two men exit the vehicle, one after the other. Their watches are set to 8 minutes, the time they estimate before the police intervene. They head for the bank entrance. Their bodybuilder stature combined with the heavy equipment they're wearing make them look like two intimidating monsters about to terrify the world.
Early? 9 in the morning.
Okay,
Them niggas was thinking about this shit at night.
let's go.
The robbery begins when Larry orders one of the bank's customers to enter the establishment. Two policemen standing near the bank witness the surreal scene.
5840, requesting assistance. We have a possible 211 in progress at the Bank of America. Bank of America. Located north of Kittredge. We have shots fired.
The robbery had barely begun, but the alert had already been given. Unaware of this, Larry and Emil carry on with their robbery.
This is a holdup.
Then, putting their money where their mouths are, the two of them strafe the ceiling of the bank. The 30 or so employees and customers present at the Bank of America that morning are terrified. It doesn't take long for LAPD patrol cars to arrive at the scene of the crime. Inside the bank, Larry ensures
They got real footage in the video.
that all the hostages
They got the real news footage in that bitch.
remain motionless. 30 men, women, and
These pictures right here from the robbery.
children lie on the floor, terrified by the criminal who roams the room, threatening to kill anyone who dares challenge his authority. Meanwhile, Emil is busy collecting the money. He then hits a 79-year-old lady who doesn't obey quickly enough with a backhand to the head, then fires a dozen shots at the security door of the ticket office. The door blown open, Emil then heads into the private part of the bank, where the vault and other employees are located.
Get the money or we will kill you.
Among the employees is the bank's deputy manager, who holds the keys to the vault. Seeing the robber's determination, he gives him access without resisting. This doesn't stop Emil from whacking him over the head with a rifle butt. Once inside the vault, Emil gets more and more upset. The deputy manager unlocks secure boxes containing only small bundles. The bandit's big black bag isn't filling up fast enough for his liking. They had planned on a haul of $750,000, and all they get back is barely half of that, just over $300,000. Emil stares angrily at
Shit, that's good enough for me, over 300K.
his hostage and repeatedly asks him to take out more money. Alas, that's all the bank had at the time. An ominous silence falls. Suddenly, the disgruntled robber fires his assault rifle into the ceiling of the vault.
Everybody stay down. Rapid automatic fire. They're panning the area with fire.
For his part, Larry continued to watch the hostages, moving from one side of the bank lobby to another when he noticed something strange outside. Not a single car was in sight. Larry goes out to investigate and scans the area. He sees a police car parked on his right, but no more concerned than that, he returns to the bank undisturbed.
Nobody look at me or I will kill you.
Larry then lashes out at the hostages and fires his AK-47. By this time, the police have surrounded the bank. Taking cover behind their vehicles, they're ready for the criminals. Or so they think. As it turns out, their handguns and short-range shotguns will be ineffective. Back in the bank, Emil and Larry are disappointed. The loot of $303,305 is clearly not enough. But the clock is ticking, and the police are pouring in.
Hey, them niggas did have to snort a line of dope before they did this shit, son. I ain't lying, bitch. Nigga coming to me with this plan, I gotta tell you, eat a Frank.
L40, be advised, I got two witnesses over here say there's possibly 2 or 3 suspects inside, possible AK-47s are wearing ski masks and dark clothing.
Nigga said, let's go in the bank, just
Confrontation
me and you with
seems inevitable. Future chaos is on the horizon, and it doesn't help that the cops haven't had enough time to clear the area of civilians. Yes, because many people are still walking around the area. For the robbers, it's time to plan their exit. Larry orders the security guard to take all the hostages to the vault. Then the two men head for the exit door, where the police...
I ain't gonna lie. Appreciate you for the raid, lady. I ain't gonna lie, son. You could really successfully pull this shit off, but you gotta have some El Chapo type team members. You gotta have niggas who already build the tunnel. You gotta have some who made a tunnel that lead to the bank. To where, like, after you get the money, you could just drop down the little hole and it's a tunnel. Been building a tunnel for 2 weeks. That's the only way you making it out there, big game.
Are waiting. With their war weapons and multiple bulletproof protections, the upcoming confrontation is already shaping up to be a tense one. 9:24 a.m. Larry Phillips is the first to emerge from the building. He points his assault rifle at the police vehicles and opens fire.
Requested help at the bank. Stay down. The suspects are shooting AK-47. All units at the Bank of America, stay down. Shots are being fired. Automatic fire.
The deafening sound of the bullets echoed throughout the neighborhood. Police officers and civilians dived to the ground in order to avoid the piercing bullets from the automatic rifles. The cars they were hiding behind were pierced like paper, some bullets even flying out the other side of the bodywork. More than 200 rounds were fired by Larry. He then retreated into the bank. The first hail of bullets had already wounded several people, including 2 civilians. Then, at 9:30 a.m., Larry reappeared.
Boy, that's the cops, civilians.
This time accompanied by Emil, who is carrying the bag of money.
They're gonna have a donut party. I know they had a donut party when they...
The bursts of gunfire resume, but more intensely. John Caparelli, a police officer present that day, remembers,
a single fully automatic AK-47 makes a whole lot of noise, but when Matasariano joined his cohort in the lobby, the sound of two became the stuff of nightmares. It was the Devil's Symphony, and something that stayed with me even to this day.
The hail of bullets hit many police officers, including one who was shot in the thigh, shattering his femur. For the police officers present, it's almost impossible to fight back. The two robbers had far too superior weapons at their disposal. An observation shared by Constable Caparelli, who recalls,
we were in big trouble. Compared to their firepower, we had pea shooters.
Tim Ace, appreciate that sub, brother.
And the rounds were literally bouncing right off them. Without firepower not having much effect, the idea came to go to a nearby gun store.
Larry and Emil seemed invincible, yet 2 policemen managed to inflict the first damage, wounding Larry Phillips. Located some 200 meters from the robber, one of the policemen took a huge risk by going out into the open to shoot the robber in the back. He fired twice, wounding Larry in the back and buttock. The robber staggers, then turns around in rage, spraying the policeman with armor-piercing bullets that wound him and his partners. The situation is becoming more and more tense. Larry and Emil keep on firing at anything that moves. Policemen or civilians, no one is spared.
The suspects are out and they're shooting at everything. How do they get up?
I'm on some Red Dead gangster.
The robbers then want to secure their loot. To do so, Emil fires continuously to cover his sidekick, who heads for the car with a money bag containing 3 anti-theft devices. Suddenly, the system activates and explodes, covering all the wads of cash in red ink. Larry and Emil could kiss their 300 grand goodbye. The system activates and explodes, covering all the wads of cash in red ink. Larry and Emil could kiss their 300 grand goodbye.
I ain't lying, bitch. Once I see all my bills get flashed, hey, bitch. I gotta go out with a bang. I ain't lying, cuz. I gotta go out with a bang. Shit, I already lost the money, bitch. I'm about to kill all y'all. Then aim at my head. On GTA. All praise be to Allah.
confrontation goes on, and surprisingly, the two bandits
can't go to the pen that is some shit like this. I ain't gonna stand. Man, if I let her, they had to try to get a boat, go all the way to Guantanamo Bay, cut all my hair off, and change my name to Ricky Wandisimo.
don't seem to want to run away. Indeed, they go so far as to attempt to break into an automatic teller machine outside the bank. Seemingly in no hurry, Larry strolls quietly past the bank, shooting anything that moves, including news helicopters broadcasting the shootout live on TV.
We've just been informed that the suspect is shooting at our helicopter and the other helicopters. So I'm going to try to keep a picture with you, but we are being shot at this time.
Let me go higher.
For Emil Matasareanu, things are more complicated. Hit by several bullets, including one that tore off his eyebrow, he was in a state of shock and put himself out of action by sitting down in the passenger seat of the car.
The suspect is walking along the east side of the bank. He's just daring people to come after him. He's got additional weapons. The trunk is open on his vehicle. Could be out 10 and somebody has a shot. Take it. Suspect's head.
At this point, they could very well have taken their car and sped off, but no. Instead, they continue to confront the authorities.
Man, I
no doubt
had to hop in my whip and speed off before the bills got fucked up.
Sped off, but no. Instead, they continue to confront the authorities. No doubt Larry, who had a tenacious hatred of cops, took great pleasure in shooting at the police. And since he was the leader of the duo, Emil probably followed him. At one point, however, we see Emil trying to convince his accomplice to leave. Passing to the driver's side, he opens the passenger door to signal to his accomplice that it's time to leave. But Larry doesn't seem to mind and closes the door with a sweep of his hip, as if to say,
I still want to have some fun.
That's a bit. Pushing that bitch so fast. Shit, you stay here and do that, bitch. I'm finna go on the high speed. I'm trying to get to some water. I don't even know how to swim. I'm still trying to get to that bitch. I don't know how to swim.
a scene which shows that his partner may have intended to put an end to the bloodshed. Because yes, it's possible that Emil heard on his radio scanner the arrival of SWAT, who are on their way to help the police.
50 L10, we need someone here with some heavy guns. We need SWAT code 3.
And confronting SWAT was another matter. In an attempt to convince Larry of the necessity to leave, Emil stepped on the gas pedal and slowly drove the Chevrolet towards the north exit of the parking lot.
Suspect on the north side of the building. It's walking around like nothing.
That's the real footage, Chad.
1847s, two of them are dressed in all black, heavy body armor.
Larry follows on foot and continues to shoot at the targets around him.
Intercept prospect vehicle, do not stop it. They've got automatic weapons. There's nothing we have that can stop them.
After that, he takes cover behind a semi-trailer, while Emil, still driving the car, seems to be waiting for him to get away once and for all.
Man, what the fuck?
Except that Larry is unwilling to answer his calls, busy repairing his gun, which has jammed in the meantime. That's when a police officer, positioned right in front of the trailer, sees Emil Matasareanu and starts shooting. The bullet passes through the driver's window and just a few centimeters from Matasareanu's face. Startled, Matasareanu hits the gas pedal and pulls hard on the steering wheel, practically lying down on the front seats to avoid the shots. Larry is now alone. Kneeling in the back of the truck, he still tries to unblock his gun, in vain. Officer Caparelli, stationed up the street from Larry, handgun in hand and exposed, fires at the assailant, then quickly escapes to avoid the Kalashnikov bursts.
Man, this nigga aims so
what he doesn't know is that Larry's gun is jammed, preventing the robber from firing back. Agent Caparelli continued to shoot at Larry, who began to flinch. A bullet hits him in the right clavicle
guys in movies and cartoons ass aim
artery, severing it and causing a severe wound. In response, Larry pulled out his Beretta pistol and counterattacked, when suddenly another policeman hit him on the right hand, causing him to drop his pistol. He picks it up from the ground, places the barrel under his chin, and pulls the trigger one last time. 9:56 a.m., the first assailant in the North Hollywood shootout is dead. Be 6 a.m., and pulled him to drop his pistol. He picks it up from the ground, places the barrel on the right out his Beretta pistol, and counterattacks.
He thought this was. I think that just wanted an excuse to off his clearly could have did some other shit. This was already suicidal. You did all this shit off your shit. Oh, no.
When suddenly another policeman hit him on the right hand, causing him to drop his pistol. He picks it up from the ground, places the barrel under his chin, and pulls the trigger one last time. 9:56 a.m., the first assailant in the North Hollywood shootout is dead. Meanwhile, Emil, whose car has both rear tires punctured and the windshield covered with bullet holes, tries to steal another vehicle to escape. For several minutes, he tries to steal every car he comes across, but the first to escape.
What the f*** is wasting buku time trying to steal cars?
And the windshield covered with bullet holes, tries to steal another vehicle to escape.
And how the fuck you can't steal a car with a gun? Man, this nigga, how the f*** you can't steal a car with a gun?
For several minutes, he tries to steal every car he comes across, but the first two carjackings fail. In one of them, he is seen waving in the direction of Larry, who lies 3 blocks to the east, dead, surrounded by policemen. Emil taps his chest twice, as if to bid him a final farewell. Emil then attempts to steal twice, as if to bid him dead, surrounded by policemen. Emil taps his chest twice, as if to bid him a final farewell. Emil then attempts to steal a third vehicle, and this is it. A beige Jeep arrives in the opposite direction and is blocked by the criminal's white Chevrolet, which shoots out the driver's windshield. The driver of the pickup, hit by shrapnel in the arm and face, doesn't try to understand. He flees immediately.
This is like a 14 vehicle. He just took a citizen's vehicle. It looks like a brown truck. It's facing on westbound right now on Archwood.
Emil now has a way out. He transfers his weapons and ammunition to the pickup, then tries to start the car. Problem, it wouldn't start. The driver had activated the kill switch, rendering the Jeep unusable. Then a police patrol car with 3 SWAT team members on board arrives at full speed and pulls up in front of the pickup where Emil is sitting, still trying to start the car. Seeing the police arrive, Emil immediately leaves the stolen vehicle and positions himself in the back of his Chevrolet, ready to face the SWAT team less than 10 meters away. For the first time, the confrontation is one of equal firepower, with the officers armed with assault rifles. Escape seems compromised for the fugitive, but that doesn't stop him from continuing the fight. Cornered behind his car, however, he is quickly overtaken by the bursts of SWAT bullets flying everywhere. Emil tries to fire back blindly, but most of the bullets land in his own windshield and on the open trunk of the car. The police continue to fire at Emil, who is shot several times in the chest. But Emil is still alive. Seeing the assailant still crouching and in firing position, the SWAT agents then had the good idea to aim at his unprotected legs. The shots fly off and hit Emil several times. With his legs riddled with bullets, Emil no longer had the strength to continue. He was hit 29 times and lost a lot of blood. To continue. He was hit 29 times and lost a lot of blood. The SWAT officers put him on. With his legs riddled with bullets, Emil no longer had the strength to continue. He was hit 29 times and lost a lot of blood.
That bulletproof, whatever bulletproof equipment that got on gotta be the sickies. Son, them got homemade bulletproof, man. What the fuck?
The SWAT officers put him on his
in his drawers, bro.
He was hit 29 times and lost a lot of blood. The SWAT officers put him on his stomach and handcuffed him. Emil, smiling, then still has the strength to utter a few obscenities and even taunts them, saying,
"Shoot me in the head."
He bled to death on the pavement before the ambulance could arrive.
Damn.
The North Hollywood shootout was finally over.
He's still alive.
The North Hollywood shootout bled to death on the pavement before the ambulance could arrive. The North Hollywood shootout was finally over.
Them niggas too gangster. I ain't gonna stand.
44 minutes of terror. That's what the police and local residents lived through that morning. More than 1,700 shots were exchanged during the North Hollywood shootout, 1,100 of them on the robber side alone. That's one shot every 2 seconds. A botched robbery that left 2 dead. Larry Phillips Jr.
Them was shooting up the walls and ceilings way before they even had to shoot their gun. Letting police know, hear bullets fired and alerting police earlier, shooting walls and cities and
and Emil Matasareanu. A real miracle considering the violence of the event, which also injured
had to play Grand Theft Auto before they did this shit.
8 civilians and 12 police officers, 2 of them seriously.
What the fuck?
Injured 8 civilians and 12 police officers.
The boys hit 8 civilians and 12 police
2 of
officers.
them seriously, forcing them to end their careers. In addition, 12 police cars were destroyed and 85 civilian vehicles were hit. The hundreds of bullet holes in the walls reflected the horror of what had happened that morning. Now it was time for the cleanup.
Them niggas didn't leave with their
Finally,
life.
the North Hollywood shootout highlighted the glaring imbalance in firearms between
Niggas said they ain't leave with a penny. They can't grab a penny.
police
Even if they wanted to.
and criminals.
Even if they would have had the money, them still would have died.
The police's shotguns and handguns were clearly no match for the criminals' assault rifles and bulletproof protection. This was done after the North Hollywood shootout when the
Ain't
LAPD,
gonna lie, his
followed by
partner
police
flashed out,
departments,
though. His partner flashed out though. They could have went on the raw ass high speed in the white car. Trying to bang it out instead of getting in the car.
across the U.S. were issued semi-automatic rifles to prevent further incidents of this type.
So this what made regular police get automatics. And
In addition, 12 police cars were destroyed and 85 civilian vehicles were hit. The hundreds of bullet holes in the walls reflected the horror of what had happened that morning. Now it was time for the cleanup.
Yeah, his partner flashed.
Finally, the North Hollywood shootout highlighted the glaring imbalance in firearms between police and criminals. The police's shotguns and handguns were clearly no match for the criminals' assault
So these got police shit upgraded in some more shit.
rifles and bulletproof protection. This was done after the North Hollywood shootout when the LAPD, followed by police departments across the U.S.,
I don't know what the f is thinking.
were issued semi-automatic rifles to prevent further incidents of this type. Police would later discover that Larry Phillips
How the f police ain't know what the f. It is in 1995 though.